Stay tuned for the following special presentation from KOFO 1220 and 103.7 FM. KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to the Wise Guys Construction Braves basketball pregame show. Whether it's residential, commercial, or restoration construction you need, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa at 785-229-5651. Now for a preview of this Ottawa University Braves basketball broadcast, here's KOFO's David Potter.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. Normally, this would be part 2 of the pregame show, but because of our production of OHS girls basketball running a little long, we weren't able to get a pregame show in for the women's game. And what a game by the OHS girls. The Lady Cyclones coming within 2 points of their first victory of the season, but at any rate, we will go ahead and try and make this pregame show twice as good just to make up for it. My name is David Potter. I'm still sitting here on press row, so they haven't kicked me out yet, so I'll go ahead and hang around and bring you the men's game, too, between the Ottawa Braves and the Bethany Swedes. Now, we are in the back half of KCAC play, so these two teams have met before. Once in scenic Lindsborg, Kansas, back in November. That didn't turn out especially well for OU, as they fell to the Swedes 89-75 in that game. That was back when Cameron Lindsay was out, and the team really wasn't playing like themselves yet. They hadn't really developed the identity that they have at this point. They had a sluggish start and fell down 10-0 to Bethany, and OU could never really pull within striking distance. They got it back down to single digits once in the first half, but Bethany just kept putting runs together. Braves briefly made it a 5-point game in the second half, but that was very short-lived as Bethany would score the next 9 points. They led by as many as 17, won by 14. The offense was a little staggered that night for OU with only 7 assists on 25 made buckets, which means too many guys trying to create offense on their own. They also had some bad three-point luck, hitting just 4 of 17 attempts, while Bethany just went ham from downtown, 13 of 27 for the night. That's despite being a team that doesn't typically shoot a lot of threes, nor do they make a very high percentage of them. So I would not look for a performance like that again. 2 Bethany players, Colleen Washington and Cody Harrett, hit 5 threes apiece in that one. So just a performance unlikely to repeat itself, especially with Harris being just a 27-point three-point shooter this year. But still, they've seen this team once before, and they were not able to get the better of them, so they'll need to improve on that performance tonight. We'll go ahead and take a break and then be back with more of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. You're listening to Braves basketball on KOFO.
Anyone can call themselves a construction company, slap a sign on the side of their truck, and drive around town looking for work. Is that who you want to hire? No, you're smarter than that. Wise Guys Construction at 108 North Main in Ottawa has been in business for 13 years, building new residential homes, adding additions, and finishing basements, solving commercial structure needs for businesses, and repairing damage left behind from fire or water. When it comes to who you hire for residential and commercial construction needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction at 785-229-5651.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
We're back in Wilson Fieldhouse with more of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. Just going over the first time these two teams met, the first game between OU and Bethany back in November. Since that game, it's been an odd season for Bethany. They are currently in a 3-way tie for 5th in the conference, right along with the Ottawa Braves and the Southwestern team that OU just beat on Monday. All of them fighting to stay near the top of the standings and try and earn a home game, at least in the first round of the KCAC tournament, and all sitting just 1 game out of 3rd place, where St. Mary and Friends are tied. So sort of a logjam in that 2nd to 3rd tier of the conference behind Tabor and York, who are kind of out ahead of everybody. But Bethany started out 3-0 in conference play with wins over McPherson, of course, Ottawa, and then Southwestern. So they've beaten the two teams they're tied with in 5th place right now. But their next KCAC game was probably their biggest statement of the entire season. On December 1st, coming out of the Thanksgiving break, they went up to York, Nebraska, and picked up a road win over a team that's lost just twice in conference play. The other loss was to the top-rated team in the conference, Tabor, and then the other loss to this Bethany squad. So they start out 4-0 after winning a barn burner, 96-94 over York. They then dropped a close one to Kansas Wesley and alternated wins and losses, giving them a 6-2 record and establishing them as one of the, at that time it would appear, top teams of the conference with the win over York, right up there with Tabor and York. But that's when things started to fall off a cliff. They've dropped 4 in a row now. No one's going to criticize them for losing to Tabor. They're a top 25 team, but they followed that up with consecutive losses to Friends and St. Mary, the two teams just one game ahead of them in the standings. But then they're coming off a loss to McPherson, the last place team in this conference, on Monday. And that was just McPherson's second league win. So going back to Christmas break and non-conference play, Bethany actually riding a 5-game losing streak. So you really have to wonder if that might be getting in their heads just a bit as they come into this game. After starting off 4-0 with a win over one of the best teams in the conference, and now dropping 5 in a row. Is this the team that's capable of going on the road and beating York, or is this the team that's capable of dropping some games consecutively that they really shouldn't be dropping? And we'll see which iteration of this team we see tonight as they face off against the Braves. We'll take another break, then be back with more of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. You're listening to KOFO.
Scott Schultz of Comfort Care Homes on the renovation of their facility in Ottawa, completed by Wise Guys Construction.
Bill and Jason managed the project. They basically handled all the external communication with all the different parties, and it was a very smooth process. I was extremely satisfied. We've received nothing but compliments on the home and just really glad to have them involved. I think Wise Guys is one of the leading construction firms in Ottawa.
Be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction, 785-229-5651.
What is radon? Home exposure to radon gas is the leading cause of lung cancer death in the United States for non-smokers. In Kansas, 1 in 4 homes will test at or above the EPA action level. The Surgeon General recommends all homes be tested and fixed if necessary. Visit kansasradonprogram.org for more information. Test, fix, save a life. This message brought to you by the Kansas Radon Program, the Kansas Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Screening exams for breast, lung, or colorectal cancers are necessary to detect and treat disease at its earliest, most curable stage. But you may have some concerns and questions. Answer your questions and ease your fears by visiting radiologyinfo.org. In addition to information on screening and wellness, you'll find more than 200 descriptions of radiologic exams, procedures, and treatments to help you prepare. Get informed and be prepared. Visit radiologyinfo.org. Produced by the Radiological Society of North America and the American College of Radiology.
We're back in Wilson Fieldhouse as, again, we're preparing for the men's game between the Braves and the Bethany Swedes. Now, looking at this Bethany team, the thing that stands out is offense, offense, offense. They score over 81 points a game, but give up about 82. They hit about 44% of their shots, but allow opponents to shoot 48%. So they really look to outscore, not lock down their opponent. One other noteworthy aspect of this offense is they've done an outstanding job of taking care of the ball. Just 286 turnovers in 21 games. You can compare that to the Braves' 308 turnovers in only 19 games. So this is a team that will look to make the most of every offensive possession, and they'll hope that it's enough to outgun what the other team does offensively. That's just the style that they've elected to play. They're willing to give up some points if it means being able to score a few extra points of their own. We'll go ahead and take another break. Be back with more of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. You're listening to OU Basketball.
Bill Crowley, owner of Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa, on what sets them apart as your trusted source for residential and commercial construction.
We're not a handyman service. We're a professional licensed construction company. We're not only licensed in Ottawa. With our license, we can work anywhere.
Which means?
No matter what the project or where, you get a licensed contractor every time. We've been in business for 13 years. Our experience and customer service are what keeps us in business.
Wise Guys Construction, 785-229-5651.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
Welcome back to Wilson Fieldhouse and more of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. You know, we noted before the break it's not a defensive team. This is also not a rebounding team, and it's not really much of a post team, but don't confuse that with it being a short team. They have two players in Khalid Washington and Cole Harris who are both guards. Neither one plays really down the post, neither one rebounds, but they are both 6'5", and watching them warm up, they do have some size, even if that's not the way they elect to play. So that's something to watch for as we get going tonight, is how that height factors in, despite the fact that they're not going to use it down around the basket. We'll take another break and be back with the last bit of the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. You're listening to KOFO Sports.
Anyone can call themselves a construction company, slap a sign on the side of their truck, and drive around town looking for work. Is that who you want to hire? No, you're smarter than that. Wise Guys Construction at 108 North Main in Ottawa has been in business for 13 years, building new residential homes, adding additions and finishing basements, solving commercial structure needs for businesses, and repairing damage left behind from fire or water. When it comes to who you hire for residential and commercial construction needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction at 785-229-5651.
Follow your favorite area high school or Ottawa University team with the KOFO Sports Guide. The KOFO Sports Guide features your team's schedule, from football and volleyball to wrestling and basketball, golf, soccer, tennis, baseball, softball, and track. Pick up your free KOFO Sports Guide at these following locations: Keith King State Farm Insurance, Beckman Motors, Ottawa Family Physicians, QSI, Wise Guys Construction, Osage County Attorney's Office, Brandon Jones, or check it out online at KOFO.com.
And welcome back to the Wise Guys Construction pregame show. Just a few minutes away from tip-off between the Braves and the Swedes, both sitting at 6-6, tied for 5th in KCAC play. You'll see your standard starting lineup out of the Ottawa Braves. Hollis Mitchell running the point. Then your wings are Titus Rice and Cameron Lindsay, Alex Hasty at that kind of swing 3-4 spot, and then the big man Logan Bollinger coming off a 30-point game on the road against Southwestern in that upset on Monday. Then for Bethany, you'll see 6'5" Khalid Washington, a junior, playing a guard. 5'10" senior Jalen Thompson, also a guard. 6' Tyler Larkin, their point. He's a sophomore. Then you've got 6'4" junior Jesse Patrick starting, listed as a forward, kind of plays both in and out. And then you've got 6'5" Ian Merwinski, their designated post player in the starting lineup. Down low again, 6'5", a senior out of LaGrange, California. This Bethany team is led in scoring by Khalid Washington, almost 17 points a game. Cody Harris does not start. He's only started once this game, but plays 24 minutes a game and is second in the team in scoring, 13.3 points a game. He is also second in the team in three-pointers attempted with 81, but he's hit just 22 of them, 5 of those coming in their previous matchup with OU. So he's not afraid to let it fly, but hot and cold from outside, and for the most part this season it's been cold. This is a team that doesn't shoot a lot of threes and doesn't shoot to them extraordinarily well, so they're more of a team that's going to try and get good looks inside more so than outside. We will take one more break and then be back with tip-off. You have been listening to the Wise Guys Construction pregame show here on KOFO.
Thank you for listening to the Wise Guys Construction Braves basketball pregame show. Tip-off is next on KOFO. You know Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa as the premier residential and commercial construction company. But did you know they also provide full repair for fire and flood restoration? Here's Bill Crowley, owner of Wise Guys Construction.
We offer full turnkey services, from cleaning and drying to the repairs of your project. We're an insurance preferred contractor. When disaster strikes, experience matters.
When it comes to your residential, commercial, or restoration needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction in Ottawa, 785-229-5651.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas, welcomes you to this broadcast of Ottawa University Braves basketball. Brought to you by Modern Woodman agent Dale Pearson, Dr. Hale Family Dentistry, Kansas State Bank, Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, the Ottawa Recreation Commission, and by State Farm Insurance agent Ryan Disbro, Ransom Memorial Hospital, Sutton's Jewelry, CarStar, Messenger's Home Furnishings. Also by Dingle & Son Mortuary, Ottawa University, the Ottawa Herald, Wise Guys Construction, Kramer Pharmacy, Franklin County Chiropractic, and Cosentino's Price Chopper, State Farm Insurance agent Keith King, Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, People's Bank, Advantage Electric, Quality Structures Incorporated, and Maxwell Chiropractic. Now let's rejoin KOFO's David Potter, courtside for Ottawa University Braves basketball.
And we are back in Wilson Fieldhouse. The Braves announcing their starting lineup, and then we will be ready for tip-off. In case you missed Monday's broadcast of the delayed game, or the postponed game, is supposed to take place Saturday at Southwestern. The Braves battled well through the first half, but were down by a possession or two for most of it. We're down by 9 at halftime after Cameron Hunt, who scored 32 points the first time those two teams played, hit some tough threes down the stretch in the first half. Southwestern able to extend that lead to 16 with just 9 minutes remaining. The Braves looked like they were going to be outdone in the second half. Then Hollis Mitchell hit a three, got a steal, hit another three. And then back on the other end on the next possession, Cameron Lindsay popped in a three, and that really sparked a comeback. They locked down on defense. Southwestern went cold from three-point range. Cameron Hunt fouled out, and the Braves took over to win that game by 4 after being down again 16 points with just 9 minutes remaining in that game. So Logan Bollinger with a 30-point performance. Cameron Lindsay had a dozen rebounds. It was a heck of a comeback, a heck of an effort by the Braves in that one. And that's what they'll look to build on as they try and get into above 500 territory, as Logan Bollinger wins the tip-off, gets it over to Titus Rice, who'll get it into the hands of Hollis Mitchell to bring it down to start things off for the Braves. Lindsay dumps it down underneath to Logan Bollinger. Great find underneath. Bollinger had a step on his man, just went right up off the glass and in. The Braves are up 2-0 early. There's a quick jumper by Ian Merwinski, and that's good from the elbow. Titus Rice out on the left wing gets over to Alex Hasty. They'll swing it to Hollis Mitchell. Half-court man-to-man defense by Bethany. Here's Cameron Lindsay, pulls up now, kicks it over to Hollis Mitchell for the corner three. He nails it. The Braves go up 5-2 here in the early going. Tyler Larkin to bring it down for Bethany. It's over to Khalid Washington, team's leading scorer. Mrzwinski back into the hands of Washington, pulls up from the elbow, misses. Battle for the rebound down low. Logan Bollinger wins it. Good physical play. Ian Mrzwinski, 6'5". They don't list the weight, but he is a big guy. And it's not table weight either. He's a strong-looking dude, and Bollinger was able to bully that rebound away from him. 5-2. Braves miss a shot on the other end, coming back the other way. Bethany wearing purple, moving left to right. Braves wearing white with black and gold trim, moving right to left. It's Khalid Washington out of the corner. It's in the hands of Larkin, trying to set up the offense, wants to get it to Washington down low, and that's going to be a hooking call against Khalid Washington as he tries to establish position. Hooked that left arm around Titus Rice and got whistled for the foul. Washington couldn't believe the foul call. Now it looks like he's arguing with his coach about his reaction. Washington, they're under his skin early here. It's Titus Rice looking to drive, traveled before he started his drive. It's going to be a turnover for OU. And an early substitution as Cody Harris comes on for Jesse Patrick. Cody Harris, again, not a starter, but the second leading scorer on the team with almost 13.5 points a game. And he plays more than starter Jesse Patrick. Here's Washington, pulls up for the jumper, rims out. Logan Bollinger on the board, gets into the hands of Hollis Mitchell. Going to quickly bring it down the other way. Cameron Lindsay got a little too sped up, trying to quickly work that pass down low to Alex Hasty for the open layup. Hasty was open, but Lindsay fired off the pass a little too quickly. It went over his head, out of bounds. Larkin to bring it up for Bethany. Defended by Titus Rice. They switch on defense. So leave Merzwinski all alone out at the top of the key, not a three-point threat. And here's Larkin. Back over to Merzwinski. Well, they get it into the hands of Jalen Thompson. Now they reset with Larkin at the top of the key. He's going to go for three. He's got it, tying the game. That was only his second made three of the season. He came into this one 1 of 14. That's why they gave him the three-point look. And now Cameron Lindsay fouled out away from the basket by Jalen Thompson. Inbound to Hollis Mitchell, defended by Tyler Larkin. He gets it over to Logan Bollinger, hands it to Rice. Now Mitchell, great find underneath. What a quick pass, lightning quick. Down to Logan Bollinger under the basket, who lays it in. Braves go up by 2, 7-5. 3 minutes into the first half. Cody Harris hands it off to Larkin. Jalen Thompson over to Merzwinski. Back out to the top of the key. Harris for three. Got it. And that's what I get for calling him out for being a 27% three-point shooter in the pregame. He hits his first three. Here's Logan Bollinger for three. Rims out. Rebounded by Merzwinski. That's Harris on the board. Now Harris pulls up for a long two off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Lindsay. Coming back quickly the other way. Up and down pace so far. Hollis Mitchell over to Logan Bollinger, swings it to Cam Lindsay out on the left wing. Lindsay uses a screen, goes up for a three of his own, rolls in, he got it! Braves up 10-8. Gets the friendly rim on the shooter's touch. And they fire it over to Larkin, almost stolen. Now he goes up for an off-balance hook shot, missed. Brzezinski offensive board. Lindsay ripped it away from him, then tried to pass it, an outlet pass out to Titus Rice, who wasn't looking for it. Fortunately, they missed the shot. Bollinger gets the defensive rebound. Now Hollis Mitchell coming back the other way. He dives, passes to Alex Hasty. Not often you see a diving assist, but that's what he got, and the Braves are up by 4, 12-8. What a lightning speed game so far, just up and down the court. There's another jumper by Harris. No, that's Merzwinski. Sorry, they have the same haircut. And both have a black sleeve on their left arm, so it's difficult to differentiate. Here's Logan Bollinger driving. Might have been some contact, no call, but he gets to the basket, lays it in. It's 14-8 Ottawa, and Bethany wants a 30-second timeout to calm things down. We'll take a break. Braves is up 6 here in the early going.
This is Eric Crowley with Advantage Electric. On the court, teams look for any advantage they can get. When it comes to your electric needs, whether residential, commercial, or custom, we're your advantage. Advantage Electric, 229 North Main in Ottawa. Call today at 785-418-1218.
Kramer Pharmacy, downtown Ottawa, hopes you're enjoying this KOFO sports broadcast and wishes all the area teams good luck this season. Call Kramer Pharmacy today and ask about their convenient MedSync program that allows you to have all your prescriptions filled at the same time each month. Call 242-2055.
We're back in Wilson Fieldhouse. One substitution. Bollinger going to get a quick rest. Eric Stark comes on to play the 5. They are still without Jeremiah Brooks. This is his third consecutive missed game. with an unspecified illness that Coach Siebenthal had mentioned this last hoop talk last week. Bethany's Jalen Thompson gets it into the hands of Tyler Larkin, who's going to work it around now, gets it into the lane, kicks it out. Thompson for three, in and out, rebounded by Titus Rice. Rice swings it over to Cam Lindsay, thought about spotting up for three, and now gets it to Hasty. Passes it to Rice, almost lost it. Now he looks to drive, now he does lose it. They're going to say knocked out of his hands by a Bethany player, and the Braves will maintain possession. Joey Habtermariam will come into the game for Bethany as they continue to make me pronounce difficult names. Here's a lob pass to Titus Rice off the inbound. Wasn't able to dunk it, but kind of laid it in. It bounced all around the rim and finally rolled in. Braves doubling up on Bethany, 16-8. There's a forearm bar by Khalid Washington. This clear space, he makes the jumper, then falls to the ground to try and sell a foul on the Braves. They don't get called for the foul, but neither do they get the charge that Washington probably earned there. There's Hollis Mitchell driving to the basket, misses the reverse layup. Habtermariam now kicks it out to Larkin. He travels. Going to be a quick turnover. Braves will take the ball back over, and you can see a lot of OU players breathing hard already just due to the frantic pace of this game. Casey's going to inbound to Hollis Mitchell. 14:24 to go here in the first half. Braves up 16-10. Hollis Mitchell will slow things up and bring it down, set up the half-court offense for OU. Again, Braves moving right to left. There's Titus Rice swinging over to Devin Perez. Almost had it stolen by Habtermariam. Now Hollis Mitchell on the left wing. Finds Eric Stark at the top of the key. He'll rotate it over to Titus Rice. Tries to run the pick and roll. Rice will keep it. Might have got away with the travel there. They'll swing it to Devin Perez. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Hollis Mitchell going to fire it up from way out there. He got it. He got it from about 8 feet behind the three-point line. As time expires on the shot clock, that was from another zip code. Braves go up 19-10. Here's a fadeaway by Harris. Knocks it down from long two-point range. Hollis Mitchell to bring it up after knocking down what should have been about a 5-pointer on that last possession as the shot clock expired. They get it down to Eric Stark, who works against his man Jesse Patrick and kicks it out to Hollis Mitchell. Mitchell tries to find Stark cutting back to the basket, but it's stolen by Harris. Now Harris looks to go coast to coast. He draws the foul. Cody Harris will go to the line for a pair of free throws. Just a 65% free throw shooter. That foul called on Hollis Mitchell. First free throw is up and in for Cody Harris. Nedig is going to come on for Hasty, and Logan Bollinger comes back on for Eric Stark. So with Hollis Mitchell staying at the one, Nedig will play that undersized 4 role that they like to use him in. Bethany not a team that plays 2 true posts, so you can get away with using the 6'3 Nedig at the 4 spot with the physical type of game he plays. Cody Harris hits the second free throw, makes this a 5-point game. Mitchell to bring it up, defended by Habtermariam. Mitchell, bounce pass over to Titus Rice on the right wing. Now he takes into the lane, stripped by Habtermariam. He's going to take it on the fast break, tries to go all the way. Layup falls just short. Bollinger and Cody Harris battling for it. That looks more like a foul. They're going to call a jump ball as Harris hooked his arm in around Bollinger to grab the ball with 2 hands. Forces the dual possession call. Possession arrow we'll keep the ball in Bethany's possession. Cameron Lindsay will check in for Hasty going to the bench. Now that's a travel call. And Bethany turns it over. Keel Kelly into the game for Bethany. They'll stay in half-court man-to-man. Hollis Mitchell hands it off to Cameron Lindsay. Now Devin Perez cuts into the lane. Now kicks it out to Cameron Lindsay. Fakes a 3. Now drives. And up and in. Jesse Patrick couldn't decide whether he wanted to defend the drive or try and take the charge, and got stuck in between and couldn't end up stopping Lindsay from laying that one in. Now here's a off-balance jumper by Jesse Patrick. Bad shot, misses. There's a three by Cam Lindsay, off target, rebounded by Habtemariam. Habtemariam wants to take it coast to coast, blocked by Logan Bullinger. 7-point game. Cam Lindsay looking to race it up court. Now kicks it out to Devin Perez, passes up the corner three, drives, kicks it out to Lindsay. That's going to be a foul down low. Referee couldn't make up his mind for a second. Now he's going to call it a charge. Perez kind of dove into a group of players there as he kicked it out to the corner. And at least one of them had to have been set. Hard to argue with the call as Perez, they call it a player control foul. Perez was not in control. Freshman Michael Ryan in the game at point guard. He'll bring it up. Kicks it out to Kelly on the wing. Ryan defended by Perez out on the left wing after Habtemariam. Habtemariam step back three. No. Rebounded by Bullinger. Over to Devin Perez to bring it up. Over to Cam Lindsay on the left wing. Swing it around to Niedig. Niedig slows things up. Calls for a screen. Gets it. Moves to his left. Hands off to Hollis Mitchell. Kicks it out to Cam Lindsay. Now Hollis Mitchell thought about the three. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Step back three for Hollis Mitchell. Buries it. 2 threes now for Hollis Mitchell with the shot clock running down. Braves up 24-14. 10-point game, and now a foul as Cam Lindsay went for the strip. First foul on Lindsay. Mitchell has 9 points. He's going to come off and get a quick break. Titus Rice into the game. Niedig will switch to the one. Cody Harris to inbound along the baseline. Bethany down 10. Gets it into Merzwinski. Now hands it back off to Harris. Misses the three. That one's going to bounce off the rim and over the backboard out of bounds. 10:51 to go here in the first half. Braves up 10. Niedig to bring it up the court, chatting with the referee as he dribbles. Hands it off to Titus Rice. Rice over to Cam Lindsay. Into Harris for the corner three. Long, missed. Ryan with the rebound for Bethany. Going to look to push the tempo and bring it up. Off to Habtemariam. Kicks out to Ryan for an open three. He got it. Pulls the Swedes to within 7. Alex Hasty getting ready to check into the game. Here's Devin Perez driving. Lindsay over to Niedig for an open corner three. Niedig with the three. Pushes it back up to a 10-point game. Niedig, not typically a three-point shooter, but they left him open from the corner, and he made him pay. Habtemariam over to Harris at the free throw line. Now they'll kick it out to Kelly. Fakes the three. Now being defended by Niedig, hassling him, but he's able to spin around to get it in off the backboard. Niedig slows it up over to Logan Bullinger. Thought about the three. Now we'll kick it out to Titus Rice. Drives the baseline. Loses track of the ball. That's going to be a foul on Niedig as he dove after the loose ball. Fouled Habtemariam. Alex Hasty will come in for Devin Harris. This is a Bethany team. You'll hear a lot of names called for the Bethany team, as they have a dozen different players averaging double-digit minutes per game. Khalid Washington back into the game after an extended absence. He has 2 points. The team's leading scorer. He's going to get the inbound from Ryan and then hand it right back to him. 9.5 minutes to go here in the first half as the constant rotation continues for Bethany. Dangerous pass there by Ryan. Washington barely able to reel it in. Gets to Merzwinski, defended by Harris. Misses the layup. And rebounded by Cam Lindsay. Gets it over to Niedig's hands. Coming up on 9 minutes to go in the first half. He'll work it down low to Bullinger. He's out away from the basket. Nice move to get into the lane. One-handed little baby hook. Gets it to fall. 10-point game. 9 minutes to go. 29-19. Habtemariam on the left wing, defended by Niedig. Gets it down low to Mrzwinski. Now here's Harris on the drive. Nice take, but misses on the finish. Titus Rice with the rebound. He looks to push the tempo, wants to drive all the way to the basket. A hard foul. Hard foul by Michael Ryan, and Titus Rice is going to go to the line for a pair. Rice saw that Bethany wasn't getting back and getting set on defense and just decided to go hard to the basket. And Ryan had no choice but to either wrap his arm around him in midair or just let him have the layup. He opted for the foul. Rice's first free throw is in. Braves push the lead to 11. That's their biggest lead of the game. 8:44 showing on the clock here in the first half. 30-19, OU on top. Titus Rice, a 73% free throw shooter this year. Second on the team in getting to the line. This one up and rolls out. Rebounded by another new player, Zach Batman. In for Bethany. Now here is Colin Washington. Drives, kicks it out. Larkin gets it in. Now over to Mrzwinski. He got his arm tangled up with Alex Hasty. That's going to be a foul on Hasty. Hasty reaching in there to intercept the pass and got his arm intertwined. And it looks like Bethany head coach Clara Lean is going to call for a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second break. We'll take a quick break ourselves. Braves up 11 here in the first half.
The Ottawa Shopper has a new look with new features. Never miss your favorite TV show with the TV Guides. Find area church times and the popular Kids Talk About God column on the church pages. And get useful employment tips from our weekly Q&A advice column. Call 242-4700 to get your Franklin County address added to our subscription list for free, or pick up the Ottawa Shopper at multiple racks around town. That's 242-4700.
And we are back in Ottawa at Wilson Fieldhouse, home of the Ottawa Braves, where they lead 30-19, coming out of a timeout by Bethany. 8.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Inbound to Washington with a pull-up jumper, knocks it down. It's a dangerous mid-range shooter. He has 4 points now. Niedig picks up his dribble, gets over to Alex Hasty at the top of the key, works it down low to Bollinger. Left hand, too hard off the glass, misses. Rebounded by Larkin. Larkin looks to push the tempo on Rice. Now kicks it over to Batman. Now Habtemariam called for a carry out on the left wing. Braves will inbound along the sideline. 8:02 to go in the first half. Braves holding on to an 11-point lead. They're tied in the standings with Bethany at 6-6, looking to push that record back up above 500. Niedig stays in at point guard. Brings it down. Hands off to Cameron Lindsay. Bethany switching on screens. Now a battle for it down low. The entry pass to Bollinger. He receives the pass. Larkin kind of got tangled up with him, and Larkin's going to be called for the foul. Number 1 on him. Just the 4th foul on Bethany as a team. Lindsay to inbound, gets it to Titus Rice. Here's Bollinger working against Mrzwinski. Now he'll try to kick it across the court to Hasty, and it's picked off by Larkin. Dishes to Washington at the last second. Up and off the glass and in. 6 points for Washington now. Niedig motioning for the team to get back. Wants to push the tempo here. Moving to his left. Now swings it back over to Cam Lindsay. It's a 7-point game. Bad pass. Almost picked off. Titus Rice gets his hands on it. Now the floater in the lane falls. Pushes the lead back up to 9. Looks like he might be losing control of the ball a little bit there, but he's able to get the floater to go in. 32-23. Batman out to Washington, defended by Cam Lindsay. He'll swing it over to Habtemariam in the corner, defended by Niedig. Now Hasty double teams him to trap. Good ball movement by Bethany. They'll get it into the lane. Now Cody Harris, that's Mrzwinski against those two. Look too similar at first glance. Mrzwinski goes up, lays it in. Coaching staff wants to travel. They won't get it. 32-25 the score. Cam Lindsay on the right wing feeds it into Logan Bollinger, and he's fouled. Looks like Washington just grabbed him on the way by. And Washington, very vocal anytime he gets called for anything. And he talks his whole way to the bench as he sits with 2 fouls. Natick will come off. Hollis Mitchell back in to run the point for OU. 6:39 to go here in the first half. Bollinger passes up the open 3, gets it to Titus Rice, kicks it out to Hollis Mitchell for the corner 3. Way too hard, went all the way over the rim, but rebounded by Logan Bollinger. Shot clock never reset, but now it will as Hollis Mitchell is fouled by Zach Batman. I'm assuming it's Batman. It could be Batman. That would be an unusual name. We'll stick with Batman until it's told otherwise, or until he puts on a cape. Here's Titus Rice. Long 2, knocks it down. 34-25, Braves up. Coming up on 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Larkin with the ball out of the right wing. Sends it over to Batman, defended by Hasty. Over to Habtemariam. Off target to the left on the 3. Tip in, no good. Bollinger fighting for the board. Now more fighting for the rebound. It's going to be a loose ball foul called on Batman, as he just dove after the ball, made some contact. That's going to be foul number 7 and puts, I believe it's going to be Titus Rice at the line for 1 and 1. Coach O'Lean talking to the refs about the call, clearly not happy with it. Rice can push this to a double-digit lead once again for OU. 5:57 showing on the clock here in the first half. And now Milos Milosevic comes in. So another guy with the same haircut comes into the game for Bethany, making my job just a little bit harder. Rice's first free throw is good, pushes the lead up to 10. The haircut twins in at the moment are Harris and Milosevic. Fortunately, Mrzwinski is not on the floor, or I might have to take a break. 11-point lead for the Braves now after the second free throw made by Harris. They'll get it down low to Milosevic. He's not able to get the shot to fall over Bollinger. Titus Rice with the board. He'll get it into the hands of Hollis Mitchell to set up the offense. 5.5 to go here in the first half. 36-25, Braves leading. Into the hands of Lindsey, who left his feet to pass. That's a big no-no, but bailed out as he found Hollis Mitchell at the top of the key. Now Lindsey, the top of the key for 3, no. Bounces off the top of the backboard, no good. Lindsey had a nice move there, faking the pass, threw his man way off. Opened himself up for the shot, but couldn't get it to fall. Jalen Thompson will check back into the game for Habtemariam. Thompson, a 43% three-point shooter. You could hear the coaching staff yelling shooter as he entered the game. There's someone they want to keep an eye on. They try the lob to Harris. He couldn't reel it in. He's going to kick it up top of the key to Milosevic. Now he hands it over to Kelly. Down in the corner, here's Larkin to set things back up. Larkin looks to drive. It's to the baseline, finds Ryan right there next to the basket for an easy bucket. Hollis Mitchell to bring it up along the right side, hands it to Cam Lindsey, defended by Jalen Thompson. Lindsey down low to Logan Bollinger, working against Cody Harris. Bollinger's got a size advantage. He'll kick it out to Titus Rice, uses a screen, goes up for 3, misses. Rebounded by Cody Harris. Harris will bring it up court himself, defended by Alex Hasty. Pulls up, didn't have anyone to pass it to. Now fast break going the other way. Here's Hollis Mitchell, takes the foul, can't quite get the layup to fall, but will go to the line for a pair as Kelly called for the foul on the fast break. So he's foul number 1 on Kelly, foul number 9, I believe, on the team. Foul number 8, on Bethany. 36-27, 4:25 remaining in the first half. Hollis Mitchell at the free throw line. First one off the back of the iron, no good. Here comes shot number 2 for Mitchell. And he'll make this a double-digit game, hitting the free throw, making it 37-27. Larkin to bring it up for Bethany. And he'll go into the lane, lays it up with his left hand off the glass and in. Nice take by Larkin. Cuts the lead back down to single digits. Here's a great pass by Hollis Mitchell. He is having a heck of a game here in the first half. Finds Alex Hasty underneath with a one-handed pass. Lays it up and in. Now a missed shot by Larkin. Offensive board by Harris. He draws the foul. Goes up and puts it in. Bollinger is going to be called for the foul on the putback attempt. Brings it to an 8-point game. Harris gets to the line a fair amount, but not a great free throw shooter. 65% on the year. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Free throw is good. 3-point play makes it a 7-point game. Hollis Mitchell to set things up for the offense. Bringing it up the right side of the court. Defended by Jalen Thompson. Uses a screen. Alex Hasty cuts the basket off the pick and roll. Nothing there. Logan Bollinger on the left wing. Kicks it back over to Hollis Mitchell. Mitchell looks to drive. Now gives it down low to Cam Lindsay. Finds Titus Rice on the wing for three. He's got it. 10-point game. 42-32. Titus Rice up to 12 points today. Now it's Cody Harris. A lot of passing going on there. Finally finds Jalen Thompson for an open three. Great ball movement, but he missed the shot. Titus Rice taking it down the other way. Cam Lindsay swings over to Hollis Mitchell. Now Logan Bollinger to the top of the key. Rice steps back, thought about the three. No. Cameron Lindsay now looks to drive, kicks it out to Titus Rice in the corner. Short on the three. Cody Harris with the rebound. Looks to push the tempo. Defended by Alex Hasty. Pull up three. Got it. So the 27% three-point shooter makes the pull-up three-pointer on the fast break. Lead cut back down to 7. Hollis Mitchell gets instructions from the bench, sets up the offense. Now backs it out to the half-court line, swings it over to Logan Bollinger, who's playing predominantly on the perimeter on this possession. Titus Rice out of the wing, a step-back three of his own. Off target, not a good shot, off balance. Now coming back the other way, Bethany's going to pick up a foul. That's Logan Bollinger called for number 2. And he will probably sit the last 2.5 minutes of this half. They don't make any immediate moves to substitute anyone in for Bollinger. Just picked up his second foul. Kelly's first free throw, good. Kyle Kelly, 4 of 6 from the free throw line this year. Now it's 5 of 7. Now it's 6 of 8. 5-point game, the closest it's been in some time. Braves have led by as many as 11. Alex Hasty to inbound to Hollis Mitchell. No press, but it will be full court man-to-man as Abdermariam will stick with Hollis Mitchell his whole way down the court. 2:18 to go here in the first half. Swings over to Cam Lindsay. Thought about the three, decides against it. Now he's going to drive. Turnaround jumper is no good. Rebounded by Cody Harris. Harris loses the ball. Titus Rice on the fast break all alone. Went up to dunk it home and then kind of let up at the last second. He may have lost track of where he was in the air, but either way it goes in. The crowd was expecting a hard dunk, but they got 2 points either way. Ottawa up by 7, 44-37. They'll dump it down low to Kelly off the backboard and in. Nice use of the glass there. Inbound to Hollis Mitchell. Flicks it out to Cameron Lindsay. 1.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Lindsay works it over to his right, hands it off to Titus Rice. Back into the hands of Mitchell. Now Rice again on the left side. Big disadvantage for Bethany as Rice was being defended by the 5'8" Abdermariam, but he passes it off. Now Hollis Mitchell into the lane, a fancy pass off the spin move to Hasty. Mitchell probably should have just gone up with it for the layup, though. Here's a three on the other side. Harris not afraid to let him fly from out there. He misses this one, rebounded by Cameron Lindsay. Hollis Mitchell will bring it up. 55 seconds to go here in the first half. Defended by Abdermariam. Now here's Titus Rice on the drive. Kicks it out to Cam Lindsay for three in rhythm. In and out. Looked good at first. Hasty challenge for the offensive rebound. Couldn't track it down. Habtemariam bringing it up for Bethany. Now kicks it out to Larkin. Uses the screen. Gets into the lane. Draws the foul. No. Logan Bullinger draws the foul. Steps up. Draws the charge. Foul number 2 on Larkin. So 2 starters, Tyler Larkin and Colin Washington, with 2 fouls apiece for Bethany, and now Larkin's going to come off. Delonte Kelly with his first action of the game for the last 32 and a half seconds of the first half. 44-39, it's a 5-point game. Braves have led by as many as 11. Hollis Mitchell to bring it up for OU. About 1 to 2 seconds difference between the shot clock and game clock. Mitchell sends it over to the right wing. Cam Lindsay works it into Bullinger. Bullinger hands it off to Hollis Mitchell. Steps back behind the three-point line over to Cam Lindsay. 3 seconds to shoot. Bullinger will shoot the 3 off target. 1 second left, and way off is the buzzer beater attempt, and the Braves will go into halftime with a 44-39 lead. Coming up is the Advantage Electric halftime show. OU up by 5. You're listening to Braves basketball on KOFO.
You're listening to the Advantage Electric halftime show on KOFO. Whether you're building or remodeling, you want your project to be unique to you. Eric Crowley of Advantage Electric can help.
Something recently we've started is custom lighting. Making custom lights, I've noticed it's a new trend. Not everybody wants the big, box light fixtures that you can buy. Everybody's looking for something eclectic nowadays and new and a conversation piece.
Your ideas come to life.
Anything and everything that you could think of that you could possibly make a light fixture out of, we could certainly do it.
Advantage Electric, 229 North Main. Call 418-1218.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
This is Dr. Weston Zinner at Franklin County Chiropractic in Ottawa. We hope you're enjoying the game and remind you that whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, we can help relieve your pain for a better performance. Call 785-242-9393 for an appointment.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
Eric Price and his staff at the Lamb Roberts Funeral Homes are proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast and honored to help so many families in the community with compassionate care when it's needed most. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, Ottawa, Baldwin City, and Overbrook. Quality Structures Incorporated in Richmond is proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast. They know experience matters on the court and when it comes to your building needs. Visit QualityStructures.com and let them put their years of experience in constructing post-frame buildings to work for you.
And welcome to the Advantage Electric halftime show here on KOFO. Whether you're building or remodeling, residential or commercial, get the electric advantage for your project. Advantage Electric, 229 North Main in Ottawa. Call 418-1218. Braves up 44-39 at halftime. They've led by as many as 11, but this was a fast-paced, up and down the court game. And Bethany able to string a few consecutive baskets together down the stretch to knock that lead down to 5. 14 first-half points for Titus Rice. And then 10 points by Hollis Mitchell, who helped push that lead out to double digits early on, thanks to a pair of long-distance threes as time expired on the shot clock. The first buzzer beater was from a good, probably 6-7 feet behind the three-point line. He calmly knocked it down as the buzzer went off. But again, Bethany able to close that gap to 5, and anybody's game headed into the second half, but the Braves with an advantage. We'll go ahead and take our first break of the Advantage Electric halftime show. You're listening to OU basketball on KOFO.
You're listening to the Advantage Electric Halftime Show on KOFO.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
This is Dr. Adam Maxwell of Maxwell Chiropractic, serving you with chiropractic and wellness care at 225 South Walnut in Ottawa. Call 785-893-8272 for an appointment. As a lifelong Ottawa resident, I'm proud to be a supporter of OU Braves athletics and wish the teams good luck this season.
This is Ryan Disborough, your State Farm insurance agent in Garnett, providing insurance and financial services, including retirement options, bank loans, life insurance, and annuities. Call and schedule your financial services consultation today at 785-448-1660.
Did you know Dr. Hale's office is a full-service dental care center? If you have stained, cracked, or missing teeth, Dr. Hale can treat these and other dental concerns and bring confidence back to your smile. For quality care in a relaxed environment, call Dr. Hale's office, 242-1800.
Safe, secure, strong. We're rock solid. Kansas State Bank. A better way to bank with community people you know. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
You can just about hear that cold Kansas winter wind blowing, and you're going to want to make sure your heater is working this winter. The best way to do that is call the pros at Adamson Brothers at 785-242-9273. Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, maintaining your comfort for over 30 years.
Since 1944, families of Franklin County have called Dingle & Son Mortuary and Crematory in their time of need. Why? Because of the peace of mind received knowing that Dingle & Son will take charge and exceed expectations. Visit dinglemortuary.com.
And we are back with more of the Advantage Electric Halftime Show here on KOFO. The Braves up 44-39 after a wild first half. The Shaw saw a total of 66 combined shots between the two teams, 26 of them from three-point range. The Braves hit 17 of 32. 53%, it's a little above average for them, but as we discussed, it's the Bethany team that focuses on offense and allows a high shooting percentage by their opponents, so it's not unreasonable to think that the Braves can continue to convert at least a similar pace, 6 of 16 from outside, so the improved three-point shooting continues for OU as well, thanks largely in part to Hollis Mitchell, 3 of 4 from outside, including those two buzzer beaters to beat the shot clock there in the early going of the first half. 5 rebounds apiece for Titus Rice and Logan Bollinger. Bollinger 8 points, 5 boards, and a block, and the Titus Rice 14 points, 5 rebounds, has turned it over 3 times, but also has a steal. And then Hollis Mitchell, just what a game, 10 points, 4 assists, all in the first half, as well as shooting 3 of 4 and then grabbing 2 rebounds of his own. So they have allowed Cody Harris to kind of go off. As we mentioned, not a starter, but the team's second leading scorer. He's already got 13 in the first half, played 15 and a half minutes despite not getting the start, and shot 2 of 4 from outside. He shoots as many threes as anyone on the team, but really poor percentage, just 27% coming into this game, but managed to hit half of his 4 attempts so far. We'll go ahead and take another break and be back with more of the Advantage Electric Halftime Show. You're listening to Braves Basketball.
You're listening to the Advantage Electric Halftime Show on KOFO.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
Community journalism is thriving at the Ottawa Herald. 3 days a week in print and every day online, the Herald's award-winning staff covers the news that matters to you. Breaking news, sports, events, and so much more. Just as the Herald has done for more than 140 years. Call 888-242-4700 to subscribe today, or find us online at www.ottawaherald.com, on Facebook, or download our app.
It's the annual store-wide clearance sale at Messenger's Home Furnishings in South Ottawa. This is one of the biggest sales of the year and includes every category in the store. Reclining furniture, bedroom furniture, dining room furniture, youth furniture, sofas, chairs, end tables, and much, much more. Save on closeouts of Serta iComfort, iSeries, and Perfect Sleeper mattresses while they last. Long-term interest-free financing is being offered, or you can use our free layaway and pay it off with your upcoming tax refund. Messenger's Home Furnishings is located just west of Sirloin Stockade on 23rd Street in South Ottawa.
To protect your family and plan for your financial future, get to know your Modern Woodman agent.
Hello, I'm Dale Pearson, your Modern Woodman agent in Ottawa, Kansas. Call me today at 242-6566.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Need to know if your child's game or practice has been canceled due to weather? Sign up now for Ottawa Recreation Commission's text alerts. Go to orcottawaks.org to sign up or for more information.
And we are back with more of the Advantage Electric halftime show from here in Wilson Fieldhouse, where again the Braves are clinging to a 5-point lead. They've led by as many as 11. Helped in that first half by Colin Washington going to the bench early after picking up a couple of fouls and seemingly needing calmed down a bit by Coach O'Lean as he reacted poorly to both of them, but only ended up playing 9.5 minutes despite being this team's leading scorer, and a leading scorer by a decent margin, scoring about 17 points a game. He's held to 6 on 3 of 5 shooting, but displayed a deadly mid-range jumper, so he'll no doubt be back into the game to start the second half, and he'll be one that the Braves will need to focus on. We'll take another break and then be back with the last segment of the Advantage Electric halftime show. You're listening to KOFO, OU basketball on KOFO.
You're listening to the Advantage Electric halftime show on KOFO.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
This is Ryan Disborough, your State Farm insurance agent in Garnett, providing insurance and financial services, including retirement options, bank loans, life insurance, and annuities. Call and schedule your financial services consultation today at 785-448-1660.
This is Lou Baker at CarStar Ottawa. Our technicians are highly trained, I-CAR certified repair experts. We provide continued education for our employees and the latest equipment to ensure the highest quality repairs. We work hard at staying your #1 collision repair shop. 1-800-CARSTAR. Relax, we'll take it from here.
Since 1944, families of Franklin County have called Dingle & Son Mortuary and Crematory in their time of need. Why? Because of the peace of mind received knowing that Dingle & Son will take charge and exceed expectations. Visit dinglemortuary.com.
Adamson Brothers has been maintaining your comfort for over 30 years, and they can keep you warm this winter with wood stoves, pellet stoves, and gas or wood fireplaces. Call them today at 785-242-9273. That's 785-242-9273.
Smart Ottawa shoppers know Costantino's Price Chopper has the best rewards program in town. Only Price Chopper lets you earn points on all your purchases. Visit mypricechopper.com and start saving on food or fuel today. Shop Costantino's, your local family-owned grocer since 1948.
Kramer Pharmacy, downtown Ottawa, hopes you're enjoying this KOFO sports broadcast and wishes all the area teams good luck this season. Call Kramer Pharmacy today and ask about their convenient MedSync program that allows you to have all your prescriptions filled at the same time each month. Call 242-2055.
And we're back with the final bit of the Advantage Electric halftime show. Braves up 44-39 after one half, after shooting well and able to force 7 turnovers, but turned it over 7 times themselves, and really what was an up and down, exciting, fast-paced first half, and we'll hope to see more excitement in the second, hopefully with more scoring by the Braves. Take one more break and be back with half number 2. You're listening to Braves basketball on KOFO.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
When it's time to pop the question, or if the answer has already been yes, then it's time to visit Sutton's Jewelry. Why not pull out all the stops for your special day with a style that will take her breath away? From the latest sparkle to artistic magic, Sutton's Jewelry stays on top of the latest trending jewelry designs. Sutton's in-house talented bench jeweler, Phil Sutton, can size any selection, and in-house repairs are always a quick turnaround. Sutton's Jewelry, 207 South Main, downtown Ottawa.
And we are back in Ottawa. The starting lineup returns to the floor for the Braves. Hollis Mitchell, Cam Lindsay, Titus Rice, Alex Hasty, and Logan Bullinger. The Swedes yet to take the court, but you would assume they'd go back to the starting lineup as well. The Braves will get the ball to start things off here in half number 2. Up 5, 44-39. Titus Rice, hopefully he'll stay scalding hot. 14 points there in the first half to go with 5 rebounds. And then Hollis Mitchell making the engine go. 10 points, 4 assists for him. It will be the starters back out on the court for Bethany, although you can assume you would see Cody Harris checking in pretty quickly. Most likely for Jesse Patrick, who only played a handful of minutes despite getting the start in the first half. We're underway. Alex Hasty with the ball out on the wing, wanting to get it down low, but Bethany has that pretty well sealed off. Bollinger, mid-range jumper, knocks it down. Braves lead pushed back up to 7, 46-39. Larkin swings over to Ryan. Ryan, the one exception in the game, not a starter for Bethany. He pulls up, misses. It was a rebound attempt by Mrzwinski, who tried to tip it out, didn't get it to fall. It's Jalen Thompson who's not in, and it's Kyle Kelly who's in place of Thompson in the starting lineup for Bethany. Here's Hollis Mitchell, nice crossover, missed the pull-up jumper from long two-point range. Inefficient shot, even if the crossover made the crowd go ooh. And there's a finish through some contact down low as Kelly gets that to go, and he'll get a chance to make it into a three-point play, drawing the foul, I believe, from Logan Bullinger. No? Yes, it will be Logan Bullinger. That's foul number 2 on him. He will join Cam Lindsay as the two Braves with 2 fouls apiece. Khalid Washington and Tyler Larkin both with 2 fouls for Bethany. Missed free throw, and 2 players actually battling for an offensive rebound for Bethany, and they end up losing control of the ball, and Titus Rice tracks it down. Hollis Mitchell over to Alex Hasty on the right wing. Wants to get it down low to Titus Rice, but instead he'll find Logan Bullinger at the free throw line and sinks the jumper, the turnaround. Makes it a 7-point game again. Bullinger up to 12 points. Here's Washington over to Larkin, right wing. Finds Mrzwinski. Back up to Larkin for 3. Short. He made only his second 3 of the season in the first half. Here's Kyle Kelly. Had the ball knocked away by Hasty, but right into the hands of Jesse Patrick. Now Larkin dribbling across. That's going to be a 3-second call on Kelly, trying to post up down there against Titus Rice. Turnover will give the Braves the ball with a 7-point lead. And we'll already see Cody Harris check in for Mrzwinski. Bullinger with the ball at the elbow. Fakes the handoff to Titus Rice. Now he's going to back his way into the lane. The hook shot just short. Rebounded by Cody Harris. Harris already with 6 rebounds. There's a jump shot well defended by Titus Rice. Hollis Mitchell to Alex Hasty on the fast break. Lays it in. Pushes it to a 9-point game. Great court vision by Hollis Mitchell to see Hasty about 40 feet away running up court. Now Larkin into the lane, misses. One-handed board by Hasty. Mitchell on the fast break. Can't get it to Titus Rice. Now he will get it to him on the baseline. Rice goes up and turns it around and puts it in. It's an 11-point game. Ties the biggest lead of the game for the Braves. 52-41, and Bethany needs a timeout. No, excuse me, they won't call a timeout. That was not a timeout motion. It was a technical foul motion. As I believe that's Cody Harris getting teched on the other side of the court. Perhaps complaining about not drawing a foul on that last play. Logan Bollinger steps to the line and knocks down the first free throw. Second free throw is good. Coach O'Lean trying to get an explanation from the referee. It happened away from the action. I just turned in time to hear the referee whistle and make the technical foul motion. Waiting to hear from the referee at the scorer's table. He doesn't really give any indication of what the root cause of the technical foul was, but nonetheless, the tech goes against Bethany, and the two free throws by Bollinger allows the Braves to push this to a 13-point game less than 3 minutes into the second half. Here's Khalid Washington working against Cam Lindsay. Gets into the lane, fadeaway jumper off the glass is good. He's got great touch from about 12 feet away. So Hollis Mitchell taking it quickly back the other way. Over to Logan Bollinger, now Cam Lindsay. Uses the screen, gets into the lane, floater off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Cody Harris, he's got 7 rebounds. Now here's Larkin, working against Logan Bollinger, lays it up and in. So just like that, Bethany has 4 straight points since the 9-point game. Lindsay over to Hollis Mitchell, brings it over the half-court line with just 2 seconds to spare. Defended by Tyler Larkin. Alex Hasty at the top of the key. Swings over to Mitchell. Now Logan Bollinger along the baseline, working against Cody Harris. Swings out to Hollis Mitchell for 3. Nothing but net. Nails it. Hollis Mitchell's 4th three-pointer of the game pushes the lead back up to 12. Washington over to Jesse Patrick. Now foul away from the ball. It's going to be called, I believe, on Alex Hasty. It is. Foul down low on the post. Foul number 2 on Hasty, so he, Bollinger, and Lindsay all with 2 fouls apiece as Jacob Niedig subs on for Hasty. Mitchell stays in at the 1, so Niedig will occupy that small 4 position. He'll be defending Cody Harris, who's got a couple inches on him. The inbound goes directly to Kyle Kelly, who pulls up and knocks down the 2-point jump shot. 10-point game. Braves lead. Mitchell hands it off to Titus Rice. Rice over to Cameron Lindsay. Back into Hollis Mitchell's hands. He wants to drive. Now back over to Titus Rice. A long 2. Short and rebounded by Larkin. Hollis Mitchell might have gotten away with a foul there along the sideline. DeAndre Washington. Step back jumper misses, and Titus Rice had the rebound go in and out of his hands, and it falls into the hands of Washington. They give him a free possession, and now there's Kelly working on Hollis Mitchell, kind of a little push off on Mitchell to get position down low as he had a huge size advantage. Here's Titus Rice getting to the basket, and drawing the charge is Jesse Patrick on the other end. So it's an 8-point lead. That's foul number 1 on Titus Rice. He has 16 points today. Cody Harris gets it into Larkin to bring it down. Tyler Larkin out on the left wing, defended by Titus Rice. Swings it over to Jesse Patrick, defended by Bollinger. Back into the hands of Washington at the top of the key, defended by Cameron Lindsay. Crossover move. Now gets it over to Kelly on the left wing. He might have gotten an elbow into the face of Hollis Mitchell, and that's going to be a charge. Mitchell might want to tone it down a bit and Looked like he might have been clapping and jawing in Kelly's direction. You don't want to get teched yourself and even things out in that arena. Mitchell over to Niedig at the top of the key. He's going to hand it off to Titus Rice. Motion offense for the Braves. Swings it back out to Titus Rice. Down low to Bollinger. Defended by Cody Harris. Working on Harris. Good job using his height and his length to his advantage. He just got right around Harris to lay it in. Back to a 10-point game. Now foul on the other end. Washington can't get it to go. The foul's going to be on Bollinger. That's number 3. He may have to sit for a few minutes. And he will. Eric Stark gets ready to check in for Logan Bollinger. Devin Perez also ready to check in as well. To the free throw line is Colin Washington, a 74% free throw shooter this season. Free throws up and short off the front of the rim. No good. Washington to give it a go another time. His Bethel Swedes still down by 10, 14:22 remaining. Second free throw is good. It's a 9-point game. Lindsay out on the left wing. Starts to drive, pulls up. Might have gotten fouled on the jumper, no call. Rebounded a Patrick of Bethany. He gets it into Larkin's hand. He's going to move the other way. Tries to find Harris cutting to the basket down low. Now the Braves on the move. They're going left to right in this half. Devin Perez, the open 3. No good. Battle for the rebound won by Bethany. Quickly going back the other way. Larkin over to Washington for the pull-up 3. He's short. Rebounded by Larkin. Right down low to Kelly. Good court vision there by Larkin, finding Kelly with no one standing around him. Right underneath the basket. It's back to a 7-point game. 59-52. 13.5 to go here in regulation. Cam Lindsay at the top of the key. Swings it over to Devin Perez, defended by Kyle Kelly. Work it down low to Jacob Niedig. Finds Hollis Mitchell at the top of the key. Drives, now backs it out. Here's Cam Lindsay working against Cody Harris. Finds Devin Perez. Drives into the lane, lost the ball. Kelly with the steal into the hands of Colin Washington. He drives, fouled, and won. Eric Stark tried to get in the way and stick his hands up, never really made a move to affect the shot, and instead made contact and allowed Washington to finish the shot. So Washington could make this a 4-point game after we come back from this timeout. Aaron Stevensall wants a full timeout for the Braves. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Braves basketball.
Confidence, passion, skill, knowledge. At Ottawa University, I've gained the strength to discover who I am and the confidence to be myself. I've met people from around the globe from different backgrounds and cultures, with opportunities to get involved and bring our passions to life with more than 30 clubs and organizations. We all come together into a faith-inspired community that quickly becomes family. I invite you to be brave like me at Ottawa University. Find out more at ottawa.edu today.
Eric Price and his staff at the Lamb Roberts Funeral Homes are proud to sponsor this KOFO sports broadcast and honored to help so many families in the community with compassionate care when it's needed most. Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, Ottawa, Baldwin City, and Overbrook.
At State Farm, our goal is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. This is State Farm Agent Keith King in Ottawa. Let me help you protect what's most important to you. Give my office a call at 785-242-9435 or stop by at 111 South Main Street in Ottawa.
Sports, information, and entertainment in East Central Kansas. KOFO K279CS Ottawa, where keeping you informed comes first.
And we're back in Ottawa, where Colin Washington heads to the free throw line to try and pull the Bethany Swedes to within 4. They're currently down 59-54, 13-12 to go in the game. Bethany does not put anyone down low to go after the rebound. Washington misses, and it's easily boarded by Eric Stark. Washington, a solid free throw shooter, but 2 out of the last 3 free throws he's missed. Hollis Mitchell with the ball, swings it over to Niedig. Now Devin Perez gets to the top of the key, over to Cam Lindsay. Lindsay motioning for Eric Stark to move around in the post. And here's Hollis Mitchell, almost lost it. Perez gets into the lane, draws the foul, going up for the layup. That was Delonte Kelly getting in his way, trying to draw the foul, but didn't get set. Devin Perez, a 90% free throw shooter, heads to the free throw line. Actually, he's down to 89%. What a shame. Hits this one, he'll go back up to 90. Not often when a team can field two 90% free throw shooters, but that's what the Braves have in Perez and Bollinger, though Perez does not shoot nearly as many. Perez hits both of them and pushes the lead back up to 7. And Delonte Kelly is in at point guard for Larkin, giving him a rest. Mrzwinski back into the game in the post, so I will resume getting him and Cody Harris confused. Here's Washington, nice little behind-the-back dribble. Goes up for a 2, misses. Looked like that went out of bounds off of Mrzwinski, but they'll give the ball to Bethany. Coach Stephenthal pleading his case. No reversal of fortune. Harris pulls up for 3 off the inbound, well short, but the rebound falls right into the hands of Washington, and Perez is going to be called for the foul as he dove after it and basically rolled up onto Washington's feet. Foul number 6 in the half on the Braves. The next one puts Bethany. I knew I was going to do that at some point. I couldn't get through 2 games without calling Bethany Bethel. The next foul puts Bethany into the bonus, whereas Bethany's only committed 3 fouls of their own, so that might be something to keep an eye on. Inbound pass almost goes over Kelly's head. Now the passing lane intercepted by Lindsay, and he passes it up to Hollis Mitchell on the fast break, who lays it in. 9-point game, but now Bethany swings it right back to the other side of the court just as fast. That's going to be a travel on Kyle Kelly. He tried a spin move, but you only get to use your pivot foot. That's pivot foot singular, not plural. 9-point game, 12 minutes to go. Devin Perez with the ball. He'll bring it around to the right side. Gets over to Cam Lindsay, defended by Kyle Kelly, out on the left wing. Works it to the top of the key, over to Hollis Mitchell. Mitchell defended by Delonte Kelly. And here's Perez looking to drive. Double clutch, goes up, misses. Perez able to get his own board. Now Hollis Mitchell back over to Perez. Fakes the 3, gets back into the lane, lays up, misses. Rebounded by Colin Washington. Washington looks to go coast to coast, drives, misses. Rebound by Mrzwinski, and he gets the putback. The Braves feeling the absence of Titus Rice offensively, and now just like that, Rice is going to come into the game. Now Hollis Mitchell dumps it off to Eric Stark, who almost lost track of the ball. Able to save it. Perez sets the offense back up. Lindsay thought about the 3. Now that's going to be a reach on Cody Harris. Tried to go around his left side to knock the ball away. Rice will come in, so will Alex Hasty. It's Cam Lindsay and Hollis Mitchell coming off. So Niedig will switch to the 1. Alex Hasty goes back to that 3-4 combo position. Niedig over to Hasty at the top of the key. Now Titus Rice, defended by Washington, will swing it around. Rice with the ball again. Now he's defended by Harris. That's a better matchup for him, and he takes advantage. Gets to the lane, through the legs, and up off the glass and in. Braves lead pushed back up to 9. Here's Colin Washington on the left wing. Gets it to Mrzwinski down low. Kicks it right back out to Delonte Kelly, defended by Devin Perez. He'll take it over the top of the key. Swings it over to Washington. Wants a long 2. He gets it to fall, but had a foot on the line. 7-point game. Niedig working on Delonte Kelly. Now they'll get it to Hasty down low. Swings it over to Devin Perez for 3. Short. Rebounded by Delonte Kelly. Kelly, errant pass to Cody Harris, out of bounds. Unforced turnover, and Logan Bollinger, who picked up that third foul, sat for a few minutes. Now he's back in for Eric Stark. 10:03 remaining on the clock. Braves holding on to a 7-point lead. Hasty inbounds to Niedig. No full court press, but it will be a full court man-to-man, and Delonte Kelly battling with his hand, Niedig having to fend him off. Coaching staff asking for a foul. Perez gets it to Logan Bollinger down low. A great spin move by Bollinger, who lays it up and in. 9-point game. Now Bethany, just like that, takes it all the way back, misses the layup. Alex Hasty pulls down the board. Perez didn't know what to do with it and ends up tripping, losing his balance, and turns it over. Now Kelly gets it over to Habtemariam, who gets the pull-up jumper to fall. 9.5 to go. 7-point game. It's going to be a blocking foul on Delonte Kelly, who tried to draw the charge on Niedig. Went sprawling across the floor, but the referee not buying it and calling the block. Larkin's going to come back in for Delonte Kelly at point guard. Devin Perez to inbound. Niedig remains the one for the Braves, and he'll get the inbound. Sets up the offense, calls for a screen by Alex Hasty. Now swing it over to Logan Bollinger, tightly defended by Mierzwinski, but he gets around him. Now gets to the rim, had that ball blocked, which is an impressive feat for the 6-foot Tyler Larkin to get up there and even block Bollinger's shot, but called for the foul as he got the body too. Bollinger goes to the free throw line for a pair, a 92% free throw shooter on the year. Hits this one. Got 19 points now as he just passed Titus Rice for the game high. Rice sitting at 18. Referee having a discussion with Bollinger about something at the free throw line. Referee smiling, so must not be a lecture, but not sure what they would be discussing. 9:12 to go. Bollinger rims out. 8-point lead. Hollis Mitchell ready to check back in at the next opportunity. Here's Habtemariam inside to Patrick. Now Habtemariam from the corner hits the three. Down to a 5-point game. Less than 9 minutes left. Niedig over to Bollinger. Bollinger almost lost it. Gets over to Titus Rice. Rice looking to drive. Now kicks it up to Perez for three. Off target to the left. Rebounded by Mierzwinski. Larkin on the drive. Now the kick down low to Kyle Kelly, who lays it in. And this is only a 3-point game. Bethany is battled back. And Niedig pass intercepted by Habtemariam, and he makes a nice no-look pass back behind him to Larkin, who lays it in. 1-point lead for the Braves. The advantage disappearing for OU. They've led by as many as 11. They need Hollis Mitchell back out onto the court. Niedig over to Bollinger. He's got a size advantage on Patrick if he wants to use it. He'll get it to Niedig for three instead. Niedig off target. Not a three-point shooter by nature, not the shot that they were looking for. Here's Kyle Kelly. Comes over to Larkin. 68-67, Braves holding on to this lead with their fingernails. Habtemariam for a long three. Short. Rebounded by Alex Hasty. Braves will take it back the other way, going left to right. Niedig will cross the half-court line and call a timeout. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take a minute. Braves up just one, 68-67. We're down to 7:28 to go. This one could be a photo finish. You're listening to Braves basketball on KOFO.
America was built by people with a few dollars and a dream. But even today, there's still one path to success that only requires a dream and about $10. Because if your dream is to start or grow your business, something as simple as the right business card could make all the difference. Right now at Vistaprint, you can get 500 customized high-quality business cards for only $9.99. That's $9.99, and your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. Just go to Vistaprint.com, use promo code 6565 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 6565.
The Winter Rethink Kitchen and Bath event is on at the Home Depot. And right now, you can get the Chrome Moen Clio single-handle bath faucet at a new lower price of just $74. This easy-to-install single-handle faucet is a stylish, contemporary upgrade that anyone can handle. Getting the style you're looking for is easier than ever with a Moen Clio faucet, now just $74, exclusively at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only, valid through March 9th.
And we are back in Ottawa's Wilson Fieldhouse, where the Braves lead once 11 points, or actually a couple times 11 points, has dwindled down to 1, 68-67, 7:28 remaining in this one. Cam Lindsay enters the game, as does Hollis Mitchell. Lindsay will inbound, and the starting lineup back out on the court for OU. Hollis Mitchell will set up the offense. 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. Over to Alex Hasty on the right side. And as Titus Rice makes a cut across the middle, he is fouled by Kyle Kelly. It'll be number 3 on Kelly. 7th team foul. So I mentioned earlier the Braves were up to 6 fouls. Bethany only 3. Bethany made up the difference and more and puts the Braves into the bonus. And Titus Rice goes to the line and calmly sinks the front end to the 1-1. 69-67. He and Bollinger tied at 19 points apiece. Now Titus Rice takes the lead in the scoring column. Pushes the Braves up to a 70-67 lead. Habtemariam with another open 3 from the corner. Misses this one. Cam Lindsay with a nice rebound there. 7 minutes to go in the game. Hollis Mitchell on the right wing, defended by Habtemariam. Over to Cam Lindsay at the top of the key. Bollinger, the elbow, hands it off to Lindsay, goes up. Nice job fighting off the defense, going up with the left hand off the glass, pushing the lead back out to 5. Getting a little more breathing room now. Larkin for a long 2, misses. He's not a shooter. You can get him to take that shot early in the shot clock, then you've won defensively. Here's Hollis Mitchell using a screen. Backs out, now gets in. Off the backboard. Beautiful floater by Hollis Mitchell. Pushes the lead back up to 7, 74-67. Khalid Washington ready to check back in for Bethany. They need him, their team's leading scorer, as they fall down. They've let Ottawa score 6 in a row. Here's a long 2 by Patrick. He misses. And then a loose ball foul as Cam Lindsay went for the rebound. That's Mrzwinski getting whistled. It'll be foul number... No, they'll call it on Habtemariam. That's his first. Either way, Lindsay will go to the line for a pair of free throws. 6:05 showing on the clock.
35. Yeah, 35. Stay down, Rondo, stay down.
Lindsay sets up. First free throw is up. Off target. Rebounded by Jesse Patrick. Habtemariam looks to push the tempo, kicks it out to Kyle Kelly for 3, in and out. Logan Bollinger grabs the board. Hollis Mitchell will slow things up now. Braves have the lead, they know it. They don't want to risk any unnecessary turnovers by pushing the pace right now. Cam Lindsay will drive into the lane, has it stolen, just ripped away by Kyle Kelly. Now Habtemariam, the floater, gets it to go. 5-point game. Got to be careful with the ball. 5.5 minutes to go. Hollis Mitchell, one finger in the air, setting up a play for the offense. It's to Logan Bollinger at the elbow, hands it off to Titus Rice, who backs out to the three-point line over to Hollis Mitchell, way off on the three. Rebounded by Cameron Lindsay. Had his shot blocked by a much shorter player. Bollinger grabs the ball, fights his way in, and lays it in off the glass. Coaching staff wants a foul, no call. 7-point game, Hobson Merriam, nice pass down to Merzwinski. Titus Rice goes up, goes for the block, also got some hand with it. That's going to be a foul. 5:05 to go. Braves holding on to a 7-point lead as Merzwinski heads to the line. A 63% free throw shooter on the season. Shot is up and rolls out. Cody Harris preparing to check in for Merzwinski after the free throws. Second shot up. Strange delivery. It bounced all over the rim and misses. So Harris will have to stay out for a little while longer. Hollis Mitchell brings it up for the Braves. Under 5 minutes to go. Here's Cam Lindsay. Bethany switches. Momentarily left Alex Hasty wide open, but with the double team, Lindsay couldn't see him. Here's Titus Rice. Swings it over to Logan Bollinger at the top of the key. Over to Hollis Mitchell. And he looks to drive. Takes a long pull-up two. Off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Khalid Washington. He's going to push the pace going back the other way. Defended by Alex Hasty. He's going to be fouled on the floor. No shot. But that is going to be foul number 7 against the Braves. So Washington will head to the line for 1-1. 4:33 left on the clock. Braves up by 7. Cody Harris checks in for Merzwinski. Washington's missed a couple free throws, but is a pretty reliable shooter from the stripe. First shot of the 1-1 is up. Good. Six-point game, 76-70, the Braves lead. Shot number 2 forthcoming from Khalid Washington. Up and rolls in, so it's back to a 5-point game. Inbound to Hollis Mitchell, who'll set up the offense with 4.5 to go, working against Hobson Merriam. Cameron Lindsay swings it over to Titus Rice, defended by Kelly. Now they'll get it down low to Logan Bollinger, defended by Harris. He's got an advantage here. He scoops up and under, left-handed, off the glass, in. Logan Bollinger, 23 points. 7-point lead for the Braves.
Oh, you can.
Lindsay defending Washington. Washington gets by him but misses the layup as Bollinger did a good job on the help defense of coming over and affecting that shot, even if he couldn't block it. We're under 4 minutes to go. Bollinger with the ball at the top of the key, swings it over to Cam Lindsay, defended by Kyle Kelly. Now he's going to look to drive, gets into the lane, drag that pivot foot. That's going to be a travel. 3:44 to go, 7-point game. Kyle Kelly to bring it up for Bethany, pushing the tempo, gets it over to Hobson Merriam, pulls it up for 3. What a shooter he is. Knocks it down. Pulls it to within 4. Hobson Merriam with 10 points. Great shooting performance, and now he's going to be called for an unnecessary foul in the backcourt. Just a little too physical defending Hollis Mitchell on his way up the court. And Khalid Washington will even lecture the referees when it's a different player getting called for the foul, and he's told to take his spot along the lane. Mitchell goes to the line for 1-1. The front end is good. Important free throw. Hits it to push the lead up to 5. 3:31 to go here in the second half. Bethany up to 9 fouls, so the next one will put the Braves in the double bonus. Mitchell's second free throw in. 6-point game. Khalid Washington to bring it down for the Swedes. Hands it off to Kyle Kelly. Works it down low to Jesse Patrick. Defended by Logan Bollinger. And either he or Titus Rice is going to be called for that foul. It's going to be Rice, who came over and helped defense and probably didn't need to. Patrick, not much of an offensive threat, scores just 2.5 points a game. Bollinger, one of the conference's leaders in blocked shots, probably didn't need the assistance on the post down there, especially not if it's going to result in a foul. But Jesse Patrick will miss the free throw. Only a 62% free throw shooter on the season. Coach Stephenthal gives Hollis Mitchell some instructions. He's going to signal play down to the Braves before the shot even gets off, and Patrick misses them both. And Alex Hasty tipped that ball and then was able to save it and get it back to Hollis Mitchell. Here's Logan Bollinger on the left wing, picks up his dribble, tries to get it down low to Titus Rice, who only got one hand on it. Stolen by Jesse Patrick. Now he's Washington taking it the other way. It's too hard off the backboard. Now rejected by Alex Hasty. Got his own rebound, then blocked, but wow, Habter-Merriam, what a shooter. They kick it back out to him, and he knocks down the three. That's going to be a timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout by Bethany. They're down by only 3 with under 3 minutes to go. You're listening to Braves basketball here on KOFO.
Make room for the new year, starting in the garage. At the Home Depot Store More, Save More event, get an HDX 4-tier shelving unit, a $30 value. Now a special buy of just $19.88. It'll hold up to 600 pounds, and it assembles with no tools, making quick work of a messy garage with very little work on your part. The Store More, Save More event, going on now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through January 29th in store and online while supplies last.
Enter the Buffalo Wild Wings Last Rose contest. Text ROSE to 55678 and tell us who you think won't make it to the next rose ceremony. Entries will have a chance to attend the taping of The Bachelor, The Women Tell All. At Buffalo Wild Wings, they do it for you with a new limited release beer and their new handcrafted burgers. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Please drink responsibly. Text ROSE to 55678. Standard messaging and data rates may apply. Must be 21 years of age or older to enter. Excludes Hawaii and Alaska.
And we're back with 2 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in regulation, and the Braves holding on to an 80-77 lead. They've led by as many as 11. They've had it cut to as little as 1 here in the second half. Nedig checks back into the game for Alex Hasty. Hollis Mitchell remains on the court, though, so Nedig will play that small 4 position as Hollis Mitchell stays at the 1. Defended by Habter-Merriam, whose shooting is really helping keep Bethany in the game right now. Nedig swings it over to Cam Lindsay. Uses a screen, moves over to his left, hands it off to Titus Rice. Motion offense. Now they'll leave it off with Hollis Mitchell. Calls out a play. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Bollinger wants to drive on Cody Harris. Fadeaway jumper, short, rebounded by Harris. Coming back the other way. Gets it over to Khalid Washington. Washington almost had it stolen. They'll swing it over to Kyle Kelly. Down to Jesse Patrick. Now a drive by Kelly. Titus Rice almost got the block, but it was enough to affect the shot. The layup is missed. Hollis Mitchell will slow things up. Gets it over to Titus Rice in the corner. Now Bollinger for 3 at the top of the key. He got it! And the Braves go up by 6, 83-77. 2:01 left in the game. It's going to be a 30-second timeout for Coach Stephenthal and the Braves. We'll take a quick break and then be right back. Braves up 6, 2 minutes to go.
At Twinings of London, we have black, green, and herbal teas that are perfect for any mood. There's jasmine green if you're feeling rushed. Lemon and ginger if you're worn down. Or berry fusion if you're feeling wild. No matter what flavor you pick, it's crafted with 300 years of expertise for the perfect balance of taste, flavor, and aroma. You have to like the sound of that. Twinings of London. Teas that fit your every mood.
And how clutch is Logan Bollinger, pulling up and knocking down that 3 from the top of the key. He's up to 26 points tonight after a 30-point performance just 2 days ago at Southwestern to spearhead the comeback there. Now he's pushed the lead out to 6 here in Ottawa with less than 2 minutes remaining. Kelly with the ball out on the right wing for Bethany. Now he tries the pass over to Khalid Washington, who had stumbled. He wasn't standing upright, and the ball bounces off his back and goes out of bounds. Jacob Nedig's going to come back in for Alex Hasty at that 4 spot, just to provide some extra ball handling on the court for the Braves. Cam Lindsay to inbound. A stack formation for OU. He'll get it to Hollis Mitchell. Mitchell being ridden down the court. No call. But he's able to get away from the contact and get into open space. Slow things up. Titus Rice with the ball. Way out away from the basket. Now he wants to drive. He's going to be called for palming the ball. Wow. You usually have to be pretty blatant to be called for palming, and never within the last 2 minutes of a close game. That is just a call you don't see. Not that it was a bad call, and not that he didn't palm it, just something you just never see called. Here's another quick three by Habtemari. What a shooter he is. Such a quick release just at 5'8", who just lets it fly, and it's nothing but net every time. He's up to 16 points now, and I think almost all of them here in the second half. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Braves clinging to a 3-point lead. 1:29 to go.
The Kansas City Royals and the Royals Radio Network are bringing one lucky listener from this area and 3 guests to the 2017 Royals Fan Fest presented by Commerce Bank, January 27th and 28th at the Kansas City Convention Center. Winner receives 4 2-day Fan Fest passes, 1 free night stay at a hotel in downtown Kansas City, and a $100 gift card to Fiorella's Jack Stack Barbecue.
Listen for the mighty crack of the bat for your chance to win this Kansas City Royals Fan Fest package. Mornings with Brad and Out to Lunch with Tiffany on KOFO 1220.
And we are back in Wilson Fieldhouse, where another game, 2 straight for the men's team, coming down to the wire. They were able to fend off Southwestern on the road in Winfield 2 days ago, and now here they find themselves up by just 3 with 1:29 to go. They're going to have to do something about Joey Habtemariam, though, who did not score in the first half and now has 16 points and has hit 4 threes here in the second half, has a lightning quick release, and is almost single-handedly keeping Bethany in this game. 83-80, Niedig will inbound. Hollis Mitchell in at the 1. Lindsay, Rice, and Bullinger, the other 3 in the game. Niedig inbounds to Titus Rice. He's defended by Kyle Kelly. Rice, nice little crossover to avoid the steal. Now he'll get it into the point guard's hands. Hollis Mitchell to set things up. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it over to Niedig at the top of the key. Swings it to Titus Rice. Bullinger, and Cody Harris was all over him trying to prevent that entry pass, because every time Bullinger's gotten it, he has abused Cody Harris. Harris has had an excellent offensive game, but he has not been able to defend Bullinger, and he just draped himself all over him to prevent Bullinger from getting that ball in position. And now Bullinger, a 92% free throw shooter, who's 4 for 4 today, will go to the line for a pair. Hits the first and makes this a 2-possession game. That's huge. 1:11 to go. Difference between a 3-point lead and a 4-point lead is enormous right now. And the Braves don't put anyone down there to rebound. They want everyone back on defense. Plus, they trust Bullinger to hit the free throws. And he hits it. 85-80. Braves up 5 with 1:10 to go. Khalid Washington with the ball, and now the referees will stop play. And they may be saying this. Washington let the ball roll along so the clock would not start. It didn't seem to start, so either they're saying he touched it and it should have started, or they started it a second too early. They're discussing it with the timekeeper. And now another referee comes over and says that it was fine, and they started the clock when they needed to, so no change will be made. The referee explaining to the coaches that the timeout was unnecessary. So Bethany inbounds, 1:05 to go. Here's Cody Harris. Hopter-Merriam dancing around trying to get away from Hollis Mitchell. Missed three. Hopter-Merriam gets the offensive board, puts it up and in. He does a little bit of everything out there. He's got 18 second-half points, and it's back to a one-possession game, 58.5 seconds remaining. And a full timeout. We'll take a 1-minute break and then be back. It's a nail-biter here at Wilson Fieldhouse.
Follow your favorite area high school or Ottawa University team with the KOFO Sports Guide. The KOFO Sports Guide features your team's schedule from football and volleyball to wrestling and basketball, golf, soccer, tennis, baseball, softball, and track. Pick up your free KOFO Sports Guide at these following locations: Keith King State Farm Insurance, Beckman Motors, Ottawa Family Physicians, QSI, Wise Guys Construction, Osage County Attorney's Office, Brandon Jones, or check it out online at KOFO.com. The mighty crack of the bat means your chance to win 4 two-day passes to the Kansas City Royals Fan Fest, January 27th and 28th. Stay one night free at the Hotel Phillips in downtown Kansas City, and that includes valet parking. Plus, receive a $100 gift certificate to dine at Fiorella's Jack Stack Barbecue. Just listen for the crack of the bat during the Brad Howard Early Morning Show and during the noon hour with Out to Lunch with Tiffany. Be color 12 and qualify for the drawing. Being held Friday, January 20th at 12:30 on KOFO 1220.
58.5 seconds remaining in this one. The Braves lead is 3. It's been as much as 11, but not in some time, as Bethany has kept this a 2 or 3 possession game, even a 1 possession game. At times, full court pass to Hollis Mitchell, who beat Hopter-Merriam down the court and laid it in. A football pass by Jacob Niedig found Hollis Mitchell in stride, but now Bethany takes it back the other direction. They're able to lay it in. Hollis Mitchell might have tweaked something sprinting down the court. He says he's okay, but Bethany wants a timeout. It's going to be another full timeout. We'll take another minute. We just like keeping you in suspense here. 87-84, 49.4 on the clock here in Wilson Fieldhouse.
The KOFO DIY Supply Home and Garden Expo is set for Saturday and Sunday, March 4th and 5th. Vendor registrations are now being accepted. As a merchant, this is your chance to showcase your products and services, meet your customers, share important information about your business. Plus, as a participating merchant, you are guaranteed a consistent advertising campaign promoting your business, your merchandise, and when you will be at the expo. Contact KOFO now. Email at KOFO.com or call 785-242-1220. The KOFO DIY Supply Home and Garden Expo, 8:30 to 4 Saturday, March 4th, 11 until 3 Sunday, March 5th at the ORC Goppert Building in Ottawa. Get your registration in today, and the KOFO marketing team can help with booth preparation and product display, space rental fee, and promotion. Just email sales at KOFO.com or call 785-242-1220.
Boy, it took some fortitude for Niedig to wing that one down the entire length of the court and hit Hollis Mitchell in stride. I don't know if he played quarterback in high school, but maybe he should have. But then Bethany just sprints right back down the court and lays it in. And now before the Braves can even inbound, Jesse Patrick, too physical, trying to prevent Logan Bullinger from getting away, fouls the last person that Bethany wanted to foul, the 92% free throw shooter, Logan Bullinger. And the Braves don't want anyone down to rebound. They just want everyone back on defense. And they trust Bullinger to hope to hit these free throws. Up by 3, 49.4 to go. First free throw rolls in. And once again, that's the difference between 1 possession and 2. So that 1 point is huge for the Braves. 88-84, 29 points for Bullinger. Hey, why not make it 30? He knocks it down. 89-84. Cam Lindsay with the steal on the inbound. The Braves with possession and a 5-point lead. 40 seconds to go. Bethany not fouling yet. Now they finally will. What a hustle play by Cam Lindsay. Jumping in front of that pass to get the steal, and that may have iced the game for the Braves. 38.6 seconds left. Braves up 5. Lindsay with the biggest steal of the night. Nedig was fouled. He'll go to the line for a pair. And he'll miss the front edge, hitting the back of the iron and bouncing off to the left side. Once again, all 4 non-shooters back on defense for OU. 5-point game. Nedig's second free throw short. Now Washington looks to run as fast as possible down the court. Hands it off to Hopter Merriam. He's going to try and pull up for a quick three. Way short. Logan Bullinger was all over that one. Got in his way, and he had to sort of fade away as he shot the three and didn't have enough strength to get it there. Now the Braves get the rebound, and they're fouled. Cam Lindsay to the line for 2. Lindsay has 7 points on the night. Free throw number 1 rolls in. Hit the front, then the back, then the front again, and finally went in. 90-84, 28.9 seconds remaining. Second one short, rebounded by Cody Harris. He's going to look to take it down as quick as possible. Behind the back dribble, kicks it out to Kelly for 3. Got it. It's a 3-point game. Full court press for Bethany. Hasty inbounds to Titus Rice, and he is quickly fouled by Jalen Thompson. The Heart Attack kids trying to hold on for a second time in 3 days. Up by only 3, 21 seconds remaining. Titus Rice to the line now. He'll get 2 shots. Ottawa shooting 2 from this point on in the double bonus. Rice with 20 points tonight. Misses the front end short. This second one is enormous. The difference between a 1-possession game and a 2-possession game. You don't want a 3 to tie it. Second shot is good. Clutch free throw there by Titus Rice. 91-87. Here's Kyle Kelly over to Cody Harris. Back to Kelly for an open 3. Short. Scramble for the rebound. Diving for it. Bethany comes up with it. Hopter Merriam swatted away by Cameron Lindsay. But right into the hands of Kyle Kelly, who hits the 3 and pulls the Swedes to within 1. Now the inbound goes to Titus Rice, who's fouled with 4.5 seconds left. Bethany will not go away. 91-90. Braves with the lead. 4.5 ticks left. Rice shooting 2 important free throws. Hits the first. 92-90. These two teams tied for 5th in the conference at 6-6, trying to get leverage, trying to get into the top half of the conference. Get above 500. Here's Titus Rice. Second free throw is in. 93-90. And the Braves are going to call a timeout now. We'll take 30 seconds. They're up 3 with 4.5 seconds left. They just need to set their defense, and we'll see how this one turns out. You're listening to OU basketball on KOFO.
The Kansas City Royals and the Royals Radio Network are bringing one lucky listener from this area and 3 guests to the 2017 Royals Fan Fest presented by Commerce Bank, January 27th and 28th at the Kansas City Convention Center. Winner receives 4 2-day Fan Fest passes, 1 free night stay at a hotel in downtown Kansas City, and a $100 gift card to Fiorella's Jack Stack Barbecue.
Listen for the mighty crack of the bat for your chance to win this Kansas City Royals Fan Fest package. Mornings with Brad and Out to Lunch with Tiffany on KOFO 1220.
The Braves are assembled in half court. Now they'll pick up their men. 3-point game. Keep an eye on Hopter Merriam. There's a man back deep. Nobody's defending him. Now finally they send Logan Bullinger back to defend Kyle Kelly, who is all by himself on the opposite side of the court. Harris passes him to Hopter Merriam, and they're going to make the smart move and foul. Up 3. I like the call by the OU coaching staff. Up 3, you foul. and put them in the tough position of having to either convert both free throws and then let time run off the clock as they foul and give Ottawa the opportunity to hit more on the other end and then shoot again, or have to deliberately miss a shot and try and get an offensive rebound. Coach O'Lean is livid about something, maybe trying to plead the case for 3 free throws, as Habtemariam did his best to make it look like he was in the act of shooting. He clearly was not. Hits the first free throw. The 2-point game, 3.4 on the clock. Habtemariam, a great shooter, 48% from three-point range on the year, 86% free throw shooter. Got to box out here, because if he does miss, you can't give up the putback. Harris and Merzwinski down low to rebound. Here's the free throw by Habtemariam. It rolls around. It's no good. That's going to be a foul on... Wow, it almost looked like he pointed to Logan Bollinger. It's going to be Cody Harris fouling Logan Bollinger, and that should do it. 3 seconds even. It's a 2-point game. 3 seconds left on the clock. Bollinger hits both of these, and this is over. Hits one. It's still a very tough 3 seconds for Bethany. We're staring a 6-game losing streak right in the face right now, and Bollinger hits the first with ice water running through his veins. 94-91. Bollinger following up a 30-point performance at Southwestern with 31, now going for 32. And he hit it. A 4-point lead, 3 seconds to go. The Braves will take a quick 30-second timeout to set the defense. We will keep it right here. 95-91. The Ottawa Braves lead the Bethany Swedes, looking to go up 7-6, headed into a Saturday game against Kansas Wesleyan, a team they already beat on the road. This team could potentially find themselves with an 8-6 KCAC record by the end of the weekend. But first things first, got to salt things away here. But up 4 with 3 seconds to go, you got to figure this one is in the books. The Braves star center, Logan Bollinger, with 32 points, giving him 62 points in 3 days. Titus Rice with 23 of his own. I don't have the rebounding totals, but while Cameron Lindsay is sitting at just 8 points, I would venture a guess that he's in double-digit rebounds. As Bethany comes out to set up the inbound, it's going to be Cody Harris, probably trying to get the ball into Habtemariam's hands. He's been the hot hand. Went into halftime with no points, and now second on the team with 19. Long distance inbound to Kelly. Kelly spot up 3. They don't foul. He misses, and the Braves come away with a 95-91 victory. They improve to 7-6 in KCAC play. 2 close wins in 3 days against KCAC opponents to vault themselves into 4th place in the conference and still moving up. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back with the recap from Wilson Fieldhouse. You're listening to Braves basketball on KOFO.
This is Dr. Weston Zinner at Franklin County Chiropractic in Ottawa. We hope you're enjoying the game and remind you that whether you're an athlete or a weekend warrior, we can help relieve your pain for a better performance. Call 785-242-9393 for an appointment.
Ransom Memorial Hospital Cancer Care, your cancer-fighting team, is open and accepting patients. For a personalized care experience, call 785-229-8203. Online at ransom.org or at 1301 South Main Street, Ottawa. RMH Cancer Care, close to home, close to your heart.
Anyone can call themselves a construction company, slap a sign on the side of their truck, and drive around town looking for work. Is that who you want to hire? No, you're smarter than that. Wise Guys Construction at 108 North Main in Ottawa has been in business for 13 years, building new residential homes, adding additions and finishing basements, solving commercial structure needs for businesses, and repairing damage left behind from fire or water. When it comes to who you hire for residential and commercial construction needs, be wise. Call Wise Guys Construction at 785-229-5651.
When it's time to get busy on Valentine's Day, celebrate your date the Trojan way. We got condoms galore, and that's for sure. Grab some when you step out to the store. Bearskin, Magnum, ends, whatever. As long as you're wearing one when you're together, just wrap it up, wrap it up. On Valentine's Day, make sure you wrap it up. Wrap it up this Valentine's Day with Trojan condoms. Available now at your local retailer. Trojan, America's #1 most trusted condom brand. Wrap it up, wrap it up. Trojan.
At Simple Mobile, we want to make wireless simple, so we won't use any sound effects like to describe our blazing fast network. Simple Mobile offers truly unlimited high-speed data, talk, and text for just $60 a month. Sure, we could use lots of echo to show how bottomless our unlimited high-speed data is, but we won't. Bottom line, we give you more speed and data for less money, because if you want better wireless, the answer's simple. Available at Dollar General, Family Dollar, CVS, and other select national retailers. Savings may vary. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. A month equals 30 days. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at simplemobile.com.
What a finish here in Wilson Fieldhouse as the Braves come away with 2 nail-biter victories in 3 days after coming back to beat Southwestern on Monday. They barely hold on to win this one 95-91. In the first half, they led by as many as 11 in a fast-paced up-and-down game. 14 first-half points for Titus Rice led the team as they went into halftime with a 5-point lead, 44-39. 10 points at the break for Hollis Mitchell after hitting a pair of clutch threes as the shot clock ran out on 2 back-to-back possessions. Then the second half made the first half look like it was going at a snail's pace as the team was just sprinting up and down the court, putting up points. And the Braves once again pushed that lead out to as many as 11, but repeatedly saw Bethany pull it back to within 1 down the stretch, but Bethany could never get over the hump and take the lead. And some clutch free throw shooting down the stretch, especially by Logan Bollinger, who followed that 30-point performance against Southwestern with 32 tonight. Then Titus Rice with 23. Hollis Mitchell scored 21. The Braves hold on to win this one 95-91. They improved to 7-6 in the league. Drop Bethany down below them, breaking that tie to 6-7. And now they will face Kansas Wesleyan Saturday afternoon right here in this same building in Wilson Fieldhouse. I'm David Potter for KOFO Sports. We thank you very much for listening to Braves basketball on KOFO. Again, we'll be back in action with the women's game at 3 on Saturday and the men at 5. You've been listening to OU basketball.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of Ottawa University Braves basketball on KOFO. Brought to you by Modern Woodman agent Dale Pearson, Dr. Hale Family Dentistry, Kansas State Bank, Adamson Brothers Heating and Cooling, the Ottawa Recreation Commission, and by State Farm Insurance agent Ryan Dispro, Ransom Memorial Hospital, Sutton's Jewelry, CarStar, Messenger's Home Furnishings. Also by Dingle & Son Mortuary, Ottawa University, the Ottawa Herald, Wise Guys Construction, Kramer Pharmacy, Franklin County Chiropractic, and Cosentino's Price Chopper, State Farm Insurance agent Keith King, Lamb Roberts Funeral Home, People's Bank, Advantage Electric, Quality Structures Incorporated, and Maxwell Chiropractic. For more information about our next OU Brave sports broadcast, log on to the KOFO sports page at KOFO.com and listen to 103.7 FM for the KOFO sports calendar. This has been an exclusive presentation from your sports source for East Central Kansas, KOFO.